Hi, I'm Pamela May Castro. My topic is all about simple interest in business mathematics. Here are the objectives based on my lesson plan. The students will cooperate in class activities or during discussion. At the end of the lesson, 80% of the students will be able to identify the given and unknown of the problem, and 80% of the students will be able to solve simple interest problems in real-life situations. And there's motivation, and then the lesson proper with activities, and then for the assessment we have a quiz, and then the last part would be assignment. Good morning, class. Before we start, kindly pick up the pieces of paper under your chairs and arrange your rows properly. Okay, that's enough. You may take your seats now. Again, I'm going to repeat my rules in my class. No standing. If you have questions, just approach me or just raise your hand. I'll try to answer that as best I can. No unnecessary noises, and if you can follow me, I'll give you the floor, I'll sit there, and I'll be the one to listen to you. Okay? Are we clear? Okay, I'm gonna check your attendance first. Okay, is everybody present? Okay, very good. Before we start with our topic for today, let's have a quick review of what we discussed yesterday. So yesterday we discussed about logarithmic functions. So what are logarithmic functions? Who can recall? Okay, very good. Logarithmic functions are inverses of exponential functions. So if y is equals to a raised to the power x, therefore x is equals to a raised to the power y. So we're done with chapter 2. Now we'll start discussing on chapter 3 about the basics of business mathematics. So please listen. I want you to pay attention because this topic is very helpful, not just only to those who want to take up financial related courses, because we can really apply this in our daily lives. So when you or your parents want to loan or invest money, you'll be able to teach them once you understood the concept of simple and compound interest. So I told you to bring your calculator, right? Okay. Before I will introduce you to any formula, I want you to understand the basic of the term interest. Watch this. Interest is a type of interest calculation that is based on a principal amount or deposit. Here's the formula. It's I is equals to PRT. But I don't want you to memorize the formula. I want you to memorize this triangle, including the placement of each letter of this triangle. This will help you formulate a formula depending on what is asked on the problem. So in the triangle, we have here the I, we have the P, we have the R, and the T. The P stands for the principal or original amount or the puhunan. The R stands for the rate. The hint there is the percentage sign or the percentage word. And then you should know how to convert it to decimal so that it would be easier for you to compute even if you don't have a calculator. And then lastly, we have the time. For example, your time is 1 year, so t is equals to 1. If it's 2 years, then t is equals to 2. But if it's less than a year, you should divide it by 12. Okay, say for example 6 months, it should be divided by 12, and that gives you t is equals to 0.5. Okay, take a look at our triangle. So we have here I over PRT. Say for example, you are going to look for the interest. Okay, if the interest is what is asked on the problem, you just cover I because this is what is asked, and then if you cover I, you have there PRT. So therefore I is equals to PRT. Say for example, the unknown is the P or the principal amount. So you cover P, and then what is left there is I over RT. How about if the unknown is R? So you just cover R, and then what is left is I over P times T. Okay, since this is multiplication, the I over the product of P and T, if the unknown is R. So let's have an activity. So I need two groups, row 1 and 2 as group 1 and 3 and 4 as group 2. So I have here problems on these papers and one problem for each group. And I want you to work all together as a group in finding the given and the unknown. And then we will answer the problems all together afterwards, okay? Okay, I need one representative from each group. Go to the board and write the problem, and then below the problem, you write the given and the unknown. Okay, problem number 1, please read. Okay, thank you. Anthony borrowed $150,000 from a lending company where he needs to pay an interest rate of 3% annually. Find the simple interest in 2 years. So what is asked, or what is the unknown? It's the I, or the simple interest. So if we try to look at our triangle, if we cover I here, what is left is the PRT. So the formula of I is equals to PRT. So we just have to multiply the principal, which is equals to 150,000 times the rate, which is equals to 0.03 times 2. So the answer is 9,000 pesos. Okay, how about for group 2? So we have here the problem. A garment company wants to invest 130,000 at 5% interest rate per annum. How many years will it take to have the expected interest of 20,000? And what is asked? It's the time. So based on our triangle here, when we look for the time, we just cover the T, and what is left there is the I over P times the R. So T is equals to, time is equals to I over PR. Okay, you just substitute. Our I is 20,000 over the P, which is equals to 130,000, times the rate, which is equals to 0.05 or 5%. So that gives us a total of 3.08 years. Do you follow? Okay. Okay, so are you ready for a quiz? Okay, get one half sheet of paper, and we have here 2 problems on the board. Try to answer them. I'll give you 30 minutes to do it. Okay, time starts now. So for question number 1, the time there is less than a year, so you know what to do. Okay, time is up. Pass your papers to the front, no standing. Okay, so for your assignment, I want you to read in advance pages 125 to 128. That's about compound interest, and that will be our lesson for tomorrow. Okay, class dismissed.